decided to kill Skype. So.
Oh, seriously?
Did you hear what I said?
I missed it.
I said I'm kind of getting a feel for what everybody else is doing, but I'm going to be heading to Alpine Park.
Okay. There we go. Decided to cooperate now.
I will take the time and relay to Brody what Victoria has sent me about.
Sure. Just tell him. Just go ahead and tell him what came through.
Victoria says that the Anarchs would like to meet their second primogen at some point in time.
Okay.
So, at your convenience, I'd say.
Yes. Shared a bit more information. I apologize. My planning this game was apparently a little bit off. Let's see.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So, Jack, are you going to go to the casino then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Meet the rules.
Certainly. And you relay the other information there?
Yes, I do.
A lot of other information.
She's telling me that there's a shindig tonight at Alpine Park.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
So,
is there anything else anyone's doing that I know of? Anyone else showing up at the club?
in the club?
Yeah,
Tonight?
so far.
You've got primarily the main coterie so far. You've got Jack is going.
I'm going to the casino.
Yeah, it's assuming you probably kind of as you go by, you say, "Hey, I'm going to go check out the casino and my investment there," that kind of thing. And everybody else is at the shack.
Okay.
They've all arrived in due process
Okay.
outside the rainy weather.
Well, in that case, what else is going on besides this shindig? Seeing as how I was kind of in and out.
There's, if you ask them what's going on, they've kind of walked in and Michelle immediately looked at the current, found out some stuff going on there. So I'm like, do you tell him you have a plan to go to the Alpine Park or no?
Like I said, I was kind of just paying attention to what everybody else was talking about. So yeah, as soon as they start talking about going there, I make, I was planning on going there as well.
Okay. Well, if that's what everyone's wanting to do, might as well start heading that way. The Anarchs are over there, right? That's the Anarch thing. Okay.
It is a soiree, a party of some sort or another.
Anarch party!
That's right. So Brian, you
it's actually a hillbilly shindig.
That's right. So Jack, you arrived to the casino, and renovations have started coming in. There are sections that have they started to kind of do a facelift to the place, replacing some of the plaster, the walls, and put in new stuff. You can see that there's a biohazard with asbestos labeled there somewhere in the section that they're cleaning out. And it looks like things are going pretty well as far as that's going. They're doing some necessary renovations, and the asbestos thing tells you that it's definitely been in need of repair for a long time. Your friend the wolf, she greets you at the entry where the hotel desk is and that sort of thing, and she goes, I've reserved a room for us, and she points to one of the rarely used office rooms for the casino. It has a overlook over the tables and that sort of thing.
Okay. Look through the windows. Great view.
She goes, it's only going to look much better soon.
Have you heard anything from Mexico? Was it New Mexico or was it Phoenix?
It's New Mexico.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Phantom City, one of our fictional cities of our campaign.
Yeah, so did you hear anything from New Mexico lately?
Not yet. Of course, my channels run in slightly different channels than yours, so...
Yeah, well, the asshole prince down there tried to send somebody for my head the other day. Put a hole in one of my best suits.
The nerve!
Yeah, but I think that's been taken care of. Hopefully.
Oh, really?
Yes, which brings me to why I wanted to talk with you. You may not be aware of this, but one of the bigwigs in the vampire community is leaving. And in leaving, he has chosen his successor. A man that is, I keep forgetting if I'm Tremere or what.
No, you're
true.
I'm
you're
Ventru.
Ventru.
Yeah.
I'm your
Yes,
primogen
yes.
here.
Of your
Yeah.
blood.
Yes, a Ventru just like me. And he's interested in peace. Not just among all the different vampires, but also with the werewolves. And I was wondering if there's a possibility that maybe you could make some introductions.
I may be able to do so. She gives a toothy grin. She goes, I knew we had some strangers in town. The local kin were all up in arms about territory and that sort of thing, but I might tell them to stand down because it sounds like it's like the others won't be staying long.
Yeah, so there's a particularly strong presence that showed up, and she had a few furry friends with her also.
Indeed.
So it might be part of the...
What are you doing?
Very well. Well, I will definitely talk with my kin and see what we got going on here, and from there we'll go ahead and see if we can get an arrangement made with this. What do you say his name was?
And my mind just went,
Brody.
Brody. You may have heard of him. He owns a couple clubs, very influential in town.
Yeah, he's isn't he an oil tycoon too?
I'm not real sure. I don't pay that much close attention.
Well, I have to talk to him about that because my kind doesn't take too kindly to that kind of thing. So we'll see. They kind of represent something we call the worm. So
Well, I suggest maybe, and I'm looking out over the whole thing, maybe we should go down and have a most closer look. You know, just to make sure our investment's okay and everything like that.
and she gives you a big toothy grin that's almost artificially toothy, just as me.
Well, if we should happen to play a game or two, you know, just to make sure everything's okay.
And she goes, well, I sure am down for that. And she proceeds to go on down to the floor with you and peruse the games, and we'll get to that game in a few. All right. The coterie arrives to Sans Jack arrives to the festivities happening in Alpine Park. It's quite damp out right now. However, right here. However, the park started from a couple trees and it grew into a forest before too long, and actually fared really well in these desert conditions. Alpine Park has several walking trails where you can go down and enjoy a good power walk, or else it has a good central area for a concert that they hold about once every month at the Alpine Park in the central region. This is a section that's been sectioned out for the party. You notice as you kind of approach, even though you have to travel a bit, a rather large party tent's been erected, and the sounds of raucous humor and fun and ongoing is going on. There's the tents open on all sides. There's no cover to it, just enough to keep the rain off of. It's set in a place that's going to prevent most of the, going to drain most of the water away from the party, keeping most people are pure afoot. As you go, you immediately recognize Bruno, Victoria, Anipe, and a plethora of other kindred from the city. Charlie, you also happen to recognize Mystique is there as well. With she's chatting with Giuseppe and this older-looking man who has looks quite full of himself a little bit, just kind of thin, wiry, elderly, but obviously is there for a reason.
Okay, I'm gonna head that direction.
Okay.
I will go ahead and make my presence known to Victoria and all of them.
Okay. Yeah, you see Victoria. You know the real shark here is Anipe and Giuseppe, of course. And Michelle's heading to Giuseppe. Anipe is kind of heading out with her, hanging out with her own people. Waylon and Josiah, what are you two doing?
I'll probably just be kind of hanging back, talking with other people around, but I won't be keeping an eye on Felipe.
Okay. And there is no Felipe here. So.
Oh, sorry. That you were talking about. I keep getting that other person. They're so close in name. I keep getting those two confused.
Nipe.
Yeah.
Yeah, Anipe, the
Egyptian lady.
Yes.
gorgeous
Okay.
Egyptian woman. Yes.
I follow now. Sorry, I just thought. Yeah, got it.
Yes.
And I'll just mingle around for now.
Oh, and this is Starbright's party, right? So I'll be going over to Starbright's.
This is actually not the party that Starbright was at.
Oh, okay. There's so many parties going on.
There are.
Right?
This town is apparently full of parties, as that's pretty much all we've done.
I know. It seems like
Right.
every night. Like, how does anybody get anything done around here?
It's because every night's party night.
The truth is,
like
the
a
parties
college
are
town.
where things are being done.
Wait a minute. I live in a
But
party
is
town.
anybody really complaining?
I'm an academic, okay? I'm complaining.
Okay.
And I got one more face to show here.
My research has suffered because of all of this.
What research?
So, you see a plethora of individuals at this celebration here, including the primogen of the Malkavians, Hannah James, who is sitting back enjoying something that she's drinking out of a red Solo cup.
Okay.
Would begin with
And-
calf.
And you begin to notice that around the party there are several red Solo cups that people are imbibing something out of. And the people are a little bit more, let's say, festive than normal.
It
And there
wasn't
happens.
originally red Solo cups. They was clear. They just turned red.
That could be true. You do see that there is a keg station set up over the corner, housed by a young woman and an assistant. Michelle, as you approach Mystique, she welcomes you. Hey, Mikey.
Good evening, Mystique. How are
So you made it out here, huh?
I did. I saw that they we're gonna have a bit of a shindig. As much as my research has been messed up over the last week or so, I figured I might as well go ahead and round out this shindig.
She gives you a quick smile. She goes, "I'd like to introduce you to Nathaniel Fentis, our newest potential member of the coterie, of the house."
I bow to him.
And he says, "Yes, very nice. So I don't do well at these social meetings. I'd rather be looking at my research."
I 100% agree.
And he goes, he looks at you and he goes, "What is it you're researching?"
The old magics. What is there left to research?
Oh, I'm researching the very thing that makes us us. I hope to have a cure soon.
Oh. I've heard of many who have traveled down that path, and none
Oh.
yet have made it out with any reasonable results. But I'm definitely open to peer reviewing your research.
Oh, they are trying through something called Golconda. And I will tell you that way is not where I receive any sort of positive results. It's all theoretical bullshit. He says, I pursue it with science. I do the research. I'm on track, I believe, to find a solution for this
Very
curse that we
interesting.
have. And then he goes, if it weren't for the assistance of a couple donors, then I wouldn't be able to proceed here. And he goes, I am impressed, however, with these beverages. And he's holding one of these red solo cups as well. And he swirls around, and inside you can see the contents. A red, frothy material with a yeasty head.
Interesting.
He takes a sip of it, and he goes, this is not even making me want to lurch once. It actually tastes almost like Coors.
And I just now completely lost any even small remote interest in trying it.
And he goes, it's quite impressive. And he points to the keg where the vampire beer is coming out of. And as I just kind of wander over, and you almost unwillingly look that direction. I mean, it's like kind of just a fleeting glance. Somebody said look, so you look real quick, and then you try to turn back.
Yeah.
The face of the person you recognize as somebody who had fleetingly left your residence during daylight.
Interesting. It's very nice meeting you, but there is somebody right over there that I need to go and say hi to.
And Mystique goes, oh, so soon, Mikey? You sure you don't want to hang out here for a few?
Oh, I'll be back. Don't worry.
Brody. Who were you walking to? Anipe? Were you walking towards Giuseppe?
Seeing as how Victoria was the one that invited me, wanting me to meet the others and all, I'm going to Victoria.
Okay.
To begin with.
You find Victoria hanging around with a couple other kindred, and Giuseppe comes over and notices you quite quickly, and he caps you on the back. And even though it's just supposed to be a little, just hey man, you almost go forward a full foot. Hey, how's it going, buddy? Victoria goes, take it easy. He's a Ventru. He's not built like us.
Hi, Giuseppe.
And Giuseppe goes, so, I see you made the party. Thanks for being here.
Yeah.
You're our special guest. I hope you got a good sense of humor.
I think I do.
I just can't help but laugh at that.
I'm saying,
I'm sorry.
this is happening as I'm walking to the lady I recognize. I go right by just at that time, and I'm behind him, shaking my head like.
You see Victoria snicker a little bit. And, well, we're going to call you up in a few, if you'd be willing to come up to the podium.
Not a man of many words, but sure.
Oh, you don't have to say much. And he smiles.
Oh God.
It's a trap.
Turn around. It's a trap. A big, giant mouse trap.
It might be. Michelle, you approach the cake, the cake stand, where there's a woman who is familiar to you, pouring some substance out.
Assuming
into
I
cups.
walked up without her noticing me.
Huh?
I'm assuming I kind of walked up without her not really noticing me yet.
Yeah, she really does not notice you at all. As a matter of fact, you walk up to the counter, the makeshift table, the makeshift bar they've made, and she just looks up from she pulls a red solo cup and hands it to you, and then she looks at you and you see her start trembling a little bit.
Hi, dearie. I've been looking for you.
I'm so sorry, she says.
We have things to discuss.
And she goes, of course, but let's put it at ease tonight, and I'll be happy to discuss things with you.
I will take that, but do not try to run from me,
And
because our conversation will be less pleasant if I have to track you down again.
And she nods her head. Yes, understood. And she looks slightly less happy as she did before.
When this is over, you can find me at the club. What is the club down by where we go at?
The shack?
shack?
Yes.
The Shack. I always called it the Shack because I just figured it was the Shack. Not
Yes.
that it was actually called the Shack.
It's actually called the shack.
Okay. So I tell her I'll be at the Shack and she can find me there.
She goes, very well. You have to understand I may be busy tonight with this event. However, I'll definitely show up as long as no harm happens.
I'll give you 3 days. If you do
And she
not find
nods.
me in 3 days, then unpleasantness will ensue.
And she nods and she goes, yes, and she goes, you know, if nothing else, I know where you live. And then she thinks twice about what she just said, and she kind of looks down and begins busying herself pouring another beer for a patron coming up for a drink. And the gentleman next to her goes, yeah, hey, you want to try this? And he pulls out a smaller shot of something.
I ignore him. I set the solo cup down and just turn and walk off. What was the power that I got from... Because you were supposed to put that in the...
Yes, it's actually on your character sheet already, although you cannot see it.
Of course it is. Damn it.
The power, the way it works, I think it's called dampen the fear or something to that extent. You take a holy object, be it the Quran, be it a Bible, be it anything that you might see as holy. You burn it, but you do not have to burn the book entire. You do not actually have to singe it. Just place it in fire. Make a ritual roll, and you get +2 to your rot trick versus anything. Fear effects.
Okay, make a rouse check. Is that what you're talking about?
You do rouse check, but then you do the blood ritual.
Oh, okay.
Because it's
Okay.
a ritual. It's not a... All the new Lure of Flames is ritual based.
Okay. 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 So what's okay? I'll look to see what the ritual roll is later.
So the other two of you that were just kind of perusing the scene, do you go looking out for any trouble, or you just kind of like hang out and just chat amongst the group?
I'm not particularly interested in causing any trouble right now. I'll probably go and talk with Giuseppe, see what he thinks about maybe teaming up to take out the shithead.
Okay. Sure. As you head that direction, your eyes are drawn involuntarily towards an individual that's at the event. He has darker skin and, of course, familiar fine dark hair. And you realize that Rodfik is here, the individual that you were you received the blood from, the bloodbound. And true to his word, he is not making any effort to contact you.
Okay.
He keeps his distance. He's just trying to ensure that he's keeping his end of the word.
Okay. I will just give him a nod and continue on. Like, I see you. You're doing what you should do. That's cool. Just keep on going.
You see Giuseppe with a rather uncomfortable looking Brody, as he's been slapped hard on the back and told he's going to be the center of the party today. Hey, what's going on, buddy?
Nothing much, my man. Nothing much. Just, we have a contract out now on Felipe. And I was wondering if you guys would be interested in maybe helping out, taking care of a little bit of business with him. He does not seem to be anybody's favorite person.
Oh, you're right about that. I don't like him very much, but you know, he's an asshole. He's an asshole fucking Toreador. But that fucking Rose has his fucking thorns stuck in Eduardo somewhat, so I'm not going to touch him right now.
So maybe if we worked on Eduardo a little bit and kind of pulled him away, might be interested in helping.
Well, I find it because you're right about him. He's not very likable. There's probably some sort of dirt he has on Eduardo, and
well,
but yeah, I might recommend if you're looking for anybody to take him on, that Starbright. She is not a very I'm old school. I don't remember what exactly she identifies as, but she doesn't have any love for him and might be willing to help.
oh yeah, it sounds like she's already doing a decent amount of her part by just cutting him off of like everything right now, and nobody's particularly interested in working with him at the moment. So that's definitely been helpful.
And at this point, you smell a faint perfume on the air, and you hear a familiar voice of Anipe walking behind. As she walks behind you and comes up to almost silently. If it weren't for the perfume, you wouldn't have heard her. And she goes, "Oh, we're talking about my dear Felipe."
And I just kind of give her a look like,
And she goes, "Oh, I may have just overheard a thing. If you would like to have a one-on-one chat with him for, let's say, a boon, I might be able to arrange such a thing."
I will definitely take that into consideration. At the moment, though, I think I'm going to be okay. I'm not particularly interested in having words with him at the moment.
And she smiles and she says, "Oh, I just offered to arrange a meeting. Whether or not you actually share the words, that's up to you."
I completely understand where you're coming from. Let me mull that over a bit and I'll get back with you.
Okay. Well, cut scene. You play a couple games at the casino, and Wolf is doing her thing. She's won a couple games. You've won a couple games. You guys are up. The table's starting to like look a little bit uncomfortable as two big shots pretty much walked into their game and started dominating. And at first it's subtle. You played a nifty game of just cat and mouse, and then you came across and just got him confident and you took him out. And then somebody goes, "Dude, isn't that guy from that one show?"
Oh, here we go again.
Every game. My mission is every game. At that time, you realize your cover's been blown a little bit. But she nudges you. And she goes, "This will be a good opportunity to go ahead and bring some notoriety to the club. If you'd like to maybe drop some hints about being part owner of the casino."
I was thinking about doing that myself. But I
Meanwhile-
don't know if this is exactly the right time or place for it.
And meanwhile, the slightly liquid, well, let's say slightly drunk individual comes over and knocks into you a little bit as he comes up. Just in his eagerness, he goes, "Man, can I get my picture taken with you? I'm such a big fan." And I believe you're just at one hunger. But you can smell. You can smell that he nicked himself earlier, and you smell the aftershave they had. They nicked himself a little bit, and that blood smells delicious. It fits your Scene Queen beauty all along. I mean, you smell it on him, and it's just exactly the kind of hunger you would normally go for. If you're at one hunger, no worry. But if you're at two hunger, maybe a good opportunity to he's egging you on. "Can I get a picture with you, man? My friends won't believe it."
Okay. Just one picture. Only one hunger, so.
Okay. And he puts his arm around you and just does a strong thumbs up, and big cheesy smile. And then he takes a picture and we need a retake. And he shows you, and the wolf's gotten in there with her two fingers, and she goes, "Oh no, hun," and she pushes him away, saying, "You agree to just one picture."
I just have to concentrate on keeping a lower profile.
You did receive kind of a missive stating that from one Kaiser Sose, stating that things in Phantom City are currently in check. So he gives you some sort of feeling that you're safe for the moment, at least. And you recognize that that was the gentleman who was the Banu Hakim who joined with Camille last the prior evening. Who didn't say much, but he's quite scary. All right, back to the scene at the party in the woods at Alpine Park. Yes. So, Giuseppe, ladies and gentlemen, and other things, I'd like to invite you to welcome our new Primogen, who will be helping with our movement. At least helping to bind this time of war and keep us from going to battle each other. Keep the city from burning, so it would seem. He goes, Brody Chompy, please come up.
I go up there.
And you see a bunch of people going, Brody, Brody. And it's a leather fest there. I mean, it's Gangrel, it's Brouhaha. There's a couple Malkavians. They kind of stand out a little bit because they're dressed more normal, but you know that almost everybody there is in leathers. And so those at the party kind of see Brody be brought up, and a couple of folks are around him as he gets up there. He goes, our new Primogen for the Ventru. He pats you on the back. And he goes, is going to show us something amazing. And for the front, you didn't see it happen. But a chunk of wood inserts itself into your chest and out the back. And things start to black out as you enter torpor.
Yay.
Even worse, they hook up a vacuum up to you and drain you, and you hear the vacuum pumping as those in the party, those in the coterie kind of witness this and realize that there's literally no way they can get across these lines. And you turn gray, brittle. He pulls out the stake, and you are in torpor. You need someone of a higher generation of blood to feed you to come back. The thin blood is now called up to stage. Ash, could you come join us up here? And she meekly walks up. And goes, as the Anarch movement, we would like to say that we welcome all thin bloods. And as the Camarilla merely wishes to use them as tools. But through our agreement, we bring beer that Kindred can drink to various establishments willing to pay the price. We bring this as well. This is Brody Chompy. She's a thin blood. There's no hope for her to resurrect him. And she pulls out what looks like a small paper wrapping It looks like a little Luden's cough lozenge, a cherry one. And she drops it in your mouth, and as it hits, it disintegrates onto the palate of your tongue. Meanwhile, there's 4 Bruja holding you down as it disintegrates, and you come out and you just see red frenzy, fury, anger. And then you feel Giuseppe's arm on you, and just steady push, and you just can't move. He says, "It's all right, buddy. It's all right." And he pours some beer down your throat, and you gain your blood back. And he goes, and he pulls you up, and even though you have a little bit of frenzy on there right now, you're still a little bit angry. He says, "Thanks for letting us show this. As part of doing this for us, we're going to offer to let your establishment be the first to serve this beverage, turning it into a haven for many of our kind."
I'm gonna accept that. Visibly distraught.
Oh yeah, he put a good sized hole in your nice shirt.
You're also gonna buy me a brand new shirt.
And Anipe says, "Oh," and she snaps her fingers. "We came prepared," and a gentleman shows up with a newer cut than you're used to. A new fashion, a new style. And she presents it to you in a nice linen wrap. At this time, Michelle, you hear Mystique behind you going, "Holy shit."
I'm pretty much standing right in front of her with my jaw dropped at this point.
Holy shit. She goes, "I knew the Thin Bloods would be good for something." Nathaniel is sitting there going, "Oh, I must capture one of these Thin Bloods and use them in my experiments."
I look at him. "You keep your hands off that one. I already have my eye on her."
And Mystique goes, "Mikey, is that one of the is that the one you saw that went in your apartment?"
Yes, we have lots to talk about. We
Understood.
have even more to talk about now.
Understood. Meanwhile, on your end, I guess it should go to Josiah and Waylon. See how they took the news. What happened there?
Where can I get one of those? I have plans. Where can I get one of them?
Would you like to visit with the Thin Blood?
Yes.
Okay. She is back behind the stand where she's serving the beers again. Of course, you've noticed that a couple more individuals are behind her now to make sure that her security is in full effect. Waylon, what are you doing, by the way?
I'm walking up to Victoria and I'm asking if she knew that this was getting ready to happen.
And Victoria said, I didn't know who it was going to be. Giuseppe said he had someone picked out.
That's Giuseppe's. If it wasn't for the fact that we are friends, I would almost want to kill him.
And Victoria goes, yeah, that was a little bit crazy. But they're Bruja. They don't think very often.
I don't think he thought at all.
And she nods.
If I would have been closer, he probably would not be still standing.
And she smiles and she goes, he would be happy to take you up on that. I
I'm
know.
sure.
The Fight Club is, let's say he's had several challengers. Now, we can't talk about that here, because you don't talk about.
Bad movie reference, Victoria.
She goes, I try.
I know.
That's the problem. Stop trying.
And,
I will let this slide for now.
she nods. She goes, you respect
But
that
I
he's from
wonder-
Pirate Coterie.
But I wonder if this has anything to do with other things that happened weeks ago.
Such as,
When I found that broken vial.
I would bet that it has something to do with them. They only just came to us with this knowledge, with the hopes that would leave them safe. And because of it, Giuseppe's offered to offer them an Elysium, and from our side at least, some form of protection, I guess is the proper way to say this. Because if they can bring back Brody, that is immense. He's not a young pup.
No, he's not. But still, that's just not natural for our kind.
And she nods. We'll cut back to Josiah at the bar. You approach the bar, and of course, there's quite a few people now interested in chatting with her, but at this point, you know, she is passed a few beverages out, and she notices you, and she goes, "What do you want? Do you want a whiskey or do you want a beer?"
I want to take a look at that lovely device you have.
And by device, do you mean? And she pulls out it looks like a small red cough drop that.
Was that what you used?
Yes.
Yep.
Yep, that's what I'm looking for.
And she says, "Oh, yes. Well, these are very difficult to get a hold of." And she pockets it rather quickly. She says, "We, due to the nature of these, we can only make them on a as-needs basis."
Well, I can definitely say I have a need. What would I have to do to get my hands on one of those?
She says, "Well, we might be able to work out something. Let's say 5 pints and a favor."
Okay. I think that could be arranged. What kind of favor?
"Oh, just when something comes up, if I need some help, then I would ask for your assistance. I might be needing it soon." And she, go ahead and roll a wits and a wits and awareness for me.
Not good. 1.
You notice that she kind of shifts her view over to someone, but as far as where the actual view goes, you're not 100%. But you get that she feels threatened by something in this room.
Okay.
She should.
And not just me.
I think as long as it's not part of my crew, possibly help you out there.
She says, "Well, we'll start with the pints. In the favor, I can only say that if a favor's said, then you have to at least follow through with it. I can't worry about who's associated with who or who becomes part of your crew."
I can understand that. Shit. I think I could do that for you.
Certainly. Well, we'll start with the transfusions at some point, and then we'll go to. I'll give you one of these little beauties at the a time that's convenient.
Okay. Just let me know when.
Certainly. And as Giuseppe takes you down, still angry, he goes, "Sorry, buddy." He goes, "Here." He puts something in your hand. And you see it's a small red cough drop. He goes, "A bit of insurance in case one of your Ventru counterparts gets a little bit aggressive, how should we say?"
Probably a good idea. Pocket it. Little warning next time.
He says, "I asked if you had a sense of humor. You said you did."
You obviously did not pay attention to my head shaking.
Willful illusion. Willful disbelief. Besides, you're gonna love the new jacket that Anipe got you. It's new. It's in style. It's like, you know, yours was okay, but this one's gonna be better. I tried to get her to make it in leather, but well, she said Ventru don't like leather or something like that.
I was getting ready to say, Bruja don't know nothing more than leather.
I like leather on my seats, on my cars, and Corinthian's nice.
Every once in a while, you're women.
Yes, yes.
Sometimes, yes. Now, bouncing back to the casino. So you guys played a couple games. You've had a couple conversations. What are you doing now?
Find time to wrap it up.
Okay.
I say that as far as endorsements, maybe the best part is to when it gets ready to open up, and we put out flyers and stuff like that, and put my endorsement on that. And then we will probably have some press. We'll probably be some press that'll probably want to cover the reopening. So I might have to make an appearance when they do that.
She nods and she goes, "Were you really on that show?"
Unfortunately, I didn't necessarily like the idea of being on camera, like the idea of everybody noticing me, but it was World Championship. Those were the best, and it's like I was playing against the best, so I had to do that.
She chuckles a little bit and she goes, "Sometimes you stick your foot in and you take that gamble, and it has its rewards. It has its drawbacks, I guess."
Yeah, drawbacks. I'm not necessarily the person who likes to be in the limelight all that much, as you can probably notice.
She goes, "I can see that." And she chuckles. And so, if you are going to be on your way, what are you doing? Are you just checking back in? Are you?
What time of night is it now?
It's probably like 10:30.
It's early. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do for the rest of the night.
And on that note, we'll cut through to the rest of the group. Are you content to stay at the party, or do you have other things you'd like to pursue? You did hear that there's a rager going on at Starbright's. Josiah.
Your mic's not working, Josiah.
Of course it's not working. Yes. I will go ahead and head over there, and I will see if anybody else wants to join me.
I'll ask, would this happen to do anything with Felipe?
I don't know, maybe.
You were
Does it
able
matter?
to heal. Also, I'll say the damage
Depends.
caused. You were able to heal that as well.
Okay. I didn't realize any damage did happen.
Because they
Depends.
shanked you with a...
Yeah, I really
Stay.
On.
Can we kill him?
Yes, it's on the list. But calm your tits.
Damn it. Quit
It's
playing with
going
your
to
food.
happen. It's
Quit playing
going
with
to-
your food.
No. He's not even going to be there. So it doesn't really matter. We're just going to hang out and maybe get us some help on taking his ass the fuck out. I promise.
Alright.
We're working on it.
I'll go with you. I
All
want
right.
to talk to Michelle first, real quick.
Okay, go for it. And on that note, sirs, I gotta run to the restroom real quick. I'll be right back.
Have fun.
Not too much stuff.
So, Waylon, you approach Michelle.
Michelle, I've got
Yeah.
a question for you.
Yeah.
What we just witnessed tonight with Brody, would this have anything to do with that blood vial I found in my residence?
Yeah. Oh, yes.
I don't like this.
Ah, you're not the only one. Don't worry. Things are happening.
Seeing as how Michelle is the one on the cult, what the hell just happened?
Well, my best guess at this point, without digging into further, is somehow they've managed to use one of the blood rituals, and they're thin blood. So I'm not as familiar with their thin blood rituals, but if it's anything like our rituals, there's a ritual to basically increase the power of your blood. It, for a time, increases the potency that the blood can hold. How they were able to do it, that's the question I have.
Go ahead and give me a wits and occult, which is 6 dice for you, sir. Don't forget your 1 hunger.
I got it in there, don't worry.
Don't forget your 10 hunger.
No. What, just basic successes? Basic
Yeah, just
difficulty?
what successes you get. Did you roll a critical success with your
No
bestial
critical success, but I had four successes.
Okay. So with your 4 successes, you are definitely on the right track with that thought process. You kind of piece together the bits of it. You actually know that they don't necessarily operate with the same rules that everybody else operates with. It's fringe knowledge, and oftentimes thin blood alchemy includes oftentimes rare elements like even gold or just hard to find elements like arsenic or things like that you just can't find in pure form because of health reasons, or even gasoline. So something about what they do may mimic a lot of what you can do as a Termir, but it may also be how they perform this may also result in the loss of life potentially as well, depending on how they do it, because they often go through a mortal vessel to make it happen.
I don't pass necessarily that off for them. I'm more keeping it high level for their perspective.
Yeah, yeah.
But my academic's brain is dredging every thought it can around how this might be. In fact, at this point, I take my leave. I'm like, okay, sorry. I've got to go find someplace where I can start writing shit down. Okay, people?
Michelle, I know you are academically thinking about this, but if this is going to end up hurting as much as it does helping our kind,
Trust me. as much as this is academic, this is about the safety of our coterie.
Good. Because if it's gonna hurt us,
I'm not sure.
I would
they-
much rather take care of it as
until
soon as
I
possible.
until I can figure out what's going on. I'm not sure they know what they're really doing. The consequences of this, I don't think have been completely thought through.
Work fast on it then.
Would you like to start doing the research?
No, I have other fish to help fry.
Well, then go fry your own fish, and I'll take care of mine.
Yes. So are you... What are your plans for the evening now?
Now that you've been staked in the heart.
Right?
yeah.
They did give you back the blazer and the shirt, and yeah. Said sometimes they have sentimental value. I don't know if it does to you, but if you'd like to get repaired, we'll cover it. But otherwise, enjoy the new duds. And the young punk comes up to you and just like, yeah, man, that's rad. You took it in the chest, and man, I can't believe that shit.
Forget.
Gotta make a roll.
I have
That's
exercised.
hilarious.
I love that.
That is hilarious. That is so funny.
Which level are you using?
I hope it works.
Highest level possible.
Oh god.
It's fucking funny.
He'll be the only one. He'll be the only one who won't remember a thing of it, and he'll not believe anybody who tries to tell him it actually happened.
Okay, what is that? Anyway,
It's with
Oh my
some
God,
resolve.
that's great.
is it dominate or what?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
dominate.
Okay.
No, it's not with the resolve. It's dominate. It's the
Cloud memory, or is that the other one, or is it compel?
As well.
Compel.
It's the first. It's like the
Mesmerize.
first one. It's a first level.
Here's mesmerize. You issue commands, complex commands to a victim.
No, it's not
It's
even.
Cloud
It's,
Mind.
it's, the first,
Okay.
it's Cloud Mind. It's Cloud Mind. It's just it's.
You mean cloud memory?
cloud
Cloud
memory. Yes.
memory.
By entering
Same
the
thing.
command forget, as you're looking into the victim's eyes, you can make the victim forget the current moment, as well as the previous few moments leading up to it.
Charisma and dominate, and it's just charisma and dominate.
Yep.
Okay. God damn it. I need to grab the right die.
It says a roll is only required against a resisting victim or another vampire.
Yep. Kindred are
Another
always
vampire.
resisting.
4.
Okay.
You see him kind of take his head and look at you. Goes, yo, dude, what are you doing here?
Oh. I'm here to enjoy the festivities.
And he walks away knowing that
Hey, what am I
something
doing
happened
here?
a few minutes ago, but not knowing exactly what. What an asshole.
That's just funny.
That's
It's just funny.
what happens when you piss off a Ventru after you just take it with a heart. Even if it was for good fun.
at this point, there are several other kindred, almost like idolizing to a certain level, not idolizing, but a certain respect to you for being willing to go up on stage, and they want to show that adoration. But as soon as they see that happen, they stop and decide, think twice on it. Okay, so Josiah and Waylon are going to the shindig. Michelle, you're going to your books.
I'm heading to Mystique's.
Okay.
I'm heading to the Chantry.
Certainly.
There's more. There's other books there that I know I'm gonna need, so I'll start writing my research down there before finding what I need and going back to the house.
Yes, let's see if I included him. I did. Okay, we'll get him up. Get him cooking, ready to go. Okay.
Now, are they delivering that beer tonight, or?
They just offer to deliver some to you. If you ask them if they could do so, I'm sure they would be happy to accommodate. Because some people saw you weren't quite happy with things.
I think that's what I'm going to be doing.
They say, all right. Well, we have a limited quantity of this stuff, so meet up at the Shack, the only place in town currently certified to host Bloodweiser.
God, I hate it even more now.
God damn it.
And everybody groans at it. And Giuseppe's like, hey, I figured I'd give it a go. Okay, the beer formerly known as Bloodweiser. We'll figure something out, guys.
You guys have come up with weird stuff like Code Red or.
What happens when a mortal drinks that?
They get a very poor tasting beer.
Okay.
And with that, you see the party starts to die down almost immediately. Although people are staying to finish their drinks and that sort of thing. But there's literally only one cake prepared at this time that they're loading up and they're getting ready to bring to your establishment for immediate use.
I'm sure they'll last the night, at least.
All right, so we'll go to Waylon and Josiah at the do you guys notify Jack of any of this? Or Jack, what are you planning on doing for the rest of your night?
Well, I was planning on going for a drive to better acquaint myself, because I haven't been able to get out there, so I'm going to better acquaint myself with the layout of the city.
Nothing harmful ever happens from having a nice drive out in the city.
Plus, I want to find.
Don't do it.
Stop shaking your head, Charlie.
It's a trap.
Also, I'm thinking of trying to find a place to get, a replacement suit.
A what?
A replacement for my suit.
Okay.
I got a suit that's
Got a hole
a
in it.
little, got a little bit of a hole in it as well, if you want it.
Okay. Do you do any of the people going to the party let him know where they're going, or no? Just kind of he's missing in action.
I'll let him know I'm going back to Shack.
Yep. Waylon?
I can let him know I'm going to the Chantry. He's just not allowed in the back.
Yeah, not many can get in there.
Jesus.
So Waylon and Josiah, what are you doing? Are you going to notify him, or are you just doing your own thing?
Yeah, no, I'll let him know.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
They tell you that they're going to Starbrights, which is a highly flaunted decorator or designer in town. And the party happens to be in Norte Playa. I don't have my map up, but we'll say it's in a conference room in the Norte Playa Estates, where they have basically condos for the rich and famous up there. And they've rented out a conference room in there.
Okay. And where is she?
Yeah. Might check that out, actually.
Yep. You guys find yourselves on the kind of western tip of town, where Alpine Park is, and you're still in Sur Playa. But if you'd like to check it out, you certainly could. And plus, it'd be a good opportunity to see Norte Playa, which is a section of town you really have not been into since you've been in town. You did go once, and that was at a strip club.
If I'm lucky, I might find something to feed on. Hard body's my choice.
Oh, there is a strip club up there.
Okay, so you confer. You do a little bit of driving around the town, but you do find yourself at the party as well. You show up at the same time, actually. Just out front, there's ample parking in Norte Playa. It has a beautiful boardwalk in the front of it. And there we go. I don't have a picture for that one, though. There we go. That's what I was looking for, I think. There we go. Okay. Sorry about the delay. Okay, this is Norte Playa. It may have been borrowed from somebody's Google account somewhere, but you know.
That never happens.
And you're going to arrive at basically the same time at this nice looking loft building that's for the rich and famous. And from within, as soon as you mention the name Starbright, a doorman goes, "Oh, well, who are you?"
I am Josiah James. I'm here to see Starbright.
Josiah. Ah, here you are. Listed on the VIP list.
Excellent.
You and your cohorts can join. Or can enter.
Awesome.
And he opens up an old 1950s style cage elevator that's been spruced up. It's actually new, but it looks old school. There's actually a doorman in there, or an elevator man, that operates the cranks and turns it up and down and greets you, sirs, and he nods. He goes, "Hey, didn't I see you on that?" Oh, it must be no. Never mind.
We'll buy a big hat.
Big hat.
Yeah, that'll work.
Apparently, the whole city likes World Poker Tour.
Apparently.
And you have a boring elevator ride up. I'll come back to you in a minute. Michael Valken, you show up. You show up to the. You show up to the chantry, and you see the familiar faces there. The forlorn desk jockey, as she goes, "Oh, you fine." They're downstairs. She pulls her book out and starts reading again. And as you kind of walk through, you see her snap her fingers, you know. You see a little spark.
Okay.
Well, that's interesting. Where'd you learn that little trick?
And she goes, "What?" She looks up from her book. "What are you talking about?"
You know, you snap your fingers.
"Oh yeah, you know, you put two fingers together and you just." It doesn't spark this time. She just.
Interesting. Never mind.
You're getting it. And she goes back to her book. As you proceed, I assume you proceed post haste to the basement.
Yes.
There you see the now familiar form in their place, the grandmotherly Dottie, who is downstairs with Fluffy. And you hear her talking, and you just didn't catch it immediately, to someone in there. "Oh, darling, this is our new chantry, and, you know, we just couldn't get along with the other chantry. And, well, we're kind of independent here now." And you hear a familiar voice going, "Well, it's too bad that the other chantry here is not as understanding. I will tell you that my liege has a dream that all kindred can get along with other various species, as Carthage was a proving point of the capability of having so many people with differing values." And he turns and he goes, "Oh, Michelle."
Hi, Malcolm. Hi, Uncle.
He nods.
Yeah,
and
well, I would love for the other chantry to, you know, see more eye to eye with us, but they are so stuck in the old ways. I don't know how that's going to happen.
he nods. And he says, "They'll always have their merits."
Oh, you know me, I'm very interested in the old ways, but I still think they're stuck in the traditions that don't do any good for us in the future of where the magic is going.
And then you hear from a corner going,
Michelle, did you bring candy?
And yes, as a matter of fact, I did.
and this deformed dog with human arms sticking out of it hobbles over to you, the two forearms being replaced with a human arm. And it sits there and pants with its human-like mouth. Supernaturally long tongue hanging out as it's looking for the candy.
What kind did you bring?
Your favorite. I can't remember what it is, but I do have it.
Lemon drops, sir.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I forgot.
Lemon drops, yes. I don't think we ever established the favorite, but yes. And, of course, it consumes the candy gladly and almost as a dance for joy.
Anything I can get for you?
I name a couple of tomes and ask her to go get it.
And Fluffy says,
Will you have more candy when I come back?
I'll have one more for you tonight, but that's it, or you'll ruin your dinners.
and Daddy's going, heavens no. You can't give that child any more candy. It will be up for hours.
I know.
past
I'm going to go
morning."
home. I know. I'm going to go home here in a minute.
And she just looks at you and she just furrows her brow and goes, well, bless your heart.
Hey, don't use that kind of language in the chantry.
And of course,
Of course, all that said with a smile on my face.
and Dottie is less than pleased. But she looks over at Michael Valkin and makes a very pleasant face immediately. And just says, so, you said uncle. And he goes, yes, there are some things that that Michelle may not have shared immediately with you for good reason. And he goes, she's learning some things that she may, at some point, if she decides is worthy, share with you. And then the homunculus comes back. This time, wobbly, walking on its two hind legs. The book, or sorry, its one human arm is holding a stack of 3 or 4 books. And it's trying to balance it, and it's teetering.
I quickly scoop the books up, put them on the table. Very good, Fluffy. Here's your lemon drop.
That's delicious. Can I have another?
I told you, just the one. More when I come back next time.
But Daddy would love it if I had one.
No, I'm pretty sure that's not true.
And the homunculus goes,
Oh, you're no fun.
and he goes off to the corner and curls up. And Dottie goes, well, child, make sure you sign the checkout list. We like to keep track of our books here.
Oh, I know.
And with that, you have a few books. What kind of books are you looking for, Charlie? Sorry, Michelle.
The books that I was pulling were ones that were related to the blood potency spells.
And
And
Mike?
specifically, I was looking for more of, not so much how, but more of the occult around it, and because I'm researching what the potential side effects and or consequences of misuse of those types of spells are going to cause.
Sure. And Michael asks you, those are interesting books you're checking out. What are you looking into?
Apparently, one of the Thin Bloods was able to use their alchemy to boost a blood potion to considerable potency. They staked Brody and drain him of his blood, and we're able to bring him out of torpor with a simple pill.
And Michael looks at you and says, I may be able to help as well. Want to study?
I would be more than willing to do that with you, Uncle.
And what strikes you as a little bit strange is that Michael was never given the key to the glyphs here. But he passed through no problem. As far as you know.
Well, considering what I know about him from his, you know, from the journal and the histories and all the rest of it, it doesn't surprise me, yet it does, like, itch the curiosity. Like, now I know now I want to know. How did he do it?
And we'll cut here for you. We'll bounce back over to the party. So, Josiah, Waylon, and Jack. The elevator cranks open those old iron kind of looking things, the iron curtain almost you would, pulls back, and there's a very ornate door in front of you with a small lobbyway and a coat closet for people to put their belongings. Inside you hear some music going, upbeat, very much house kind of music.
All right.
You hear the excited chattering of several people. The door is a purple.
I think Patrick fell asleep.
Patrick! Patrick! So it's after midnight for him. Isn't
It
it?
is just late for him.
I was getting there
Patrick!
too.
It's all good. We are very short. Yeah, this is probably the last scene of the night, so
Okay.
Time to party.
that's right. Everybody.
Boots and cats and boots and cats and boots and cats and boots and
Yes.
cats.
Yeah, you hear some house music going on. You hear some,
Peanut butter bit jelly time.
and you basically know that you're expected, or maybe not expected, but you're definitely on the list.
Okay. Yeah, we're VIPs.
So on entry, you definitely are welcome to come in. You can politely knock, or you can just go in. You don't know Starbright that well, but it's up to you on how you'd like to enter.
I'm going to be respectful, and I will go ahead and knock. Beforehand, I don't want to interrupt anything.
And you see this beautiful drag queen of a woman walk up, or open the door for you, and she welcomes you in. Oh, it's you. How are you doing,
Yes.
honey?
I'm doing very well. How about yourself?
Oh, I'm just fabulous, she says.
Excellent. Excellent.
Oh, and you brought guests? And
Of course.
she excitedly shakes Waylon's hands, and of course, Jack, she goes in for a big old hug. And she-
I go
oh
ahead
my,
and
this
say
one's
goodbye.
cute, and she gives you a big peck on the cheek. And she goes, oh, but you are gorgeous, and she goes over and holds your hand, and she goes, let me bring you in, and she brings you into
That's
this.
right, I forgot. He's the pretty boy.
That's right, he is amazingly beautiful. she brings you in, and you see that the house is very, very well designed in its color schemes. Rich overtones of purple, purples, reds, and blacks, and then some very like just plain white walls with bits of art strewn out amongst them. And you see a My Little Pony stuck up in a display case, along with several others. A certain My Little Pony displayed.
Okay.
Well, they're probably worth something.
I don't know.
They've actually re-released them now, so the old models probably are. She
Kind of like the old Transformers.
She goes, and amongst this, you see that there are several people here. And she goes, "We're amongst the kind, so take care." She goes, and you look around and you see that there are probably 50 people in this room. It's probably a fire safety hazard. As many people are in this place. Most of them are having polite conversation, hanging out in couches and love seats and the sort, having a couple beverages. He just got the tap. The hey.
You're muted. You were snoring. You got muted.
You're probably gonna have to. I might have to do it because I think I'm party leader now. Nope, I can't do it.
I say you'll have to. Yeah, there you go. I say you'll have to do it from your end.
So, Waylon, just to cover it, you've just entered the party. A very interesting individual has just greeted you. And she's taking some social liberties with the other guys. She seems to keep you a little bit away. Maybe you're a little bit too country for her, a little bit too rough. Ooh. And she goes, so we're here celebrating our victory over Felipe.
Yes.
I don't know if you heard, but he couldn't find models for his show, so it's been pushed back until Wednesday.
Ooh. That's not good. Maybe we can do a little bit more to make it worse for him.
And she smiled and she goes, I wouldn't be surprised if he's in a full-on frenzy right now. And,
I bet he's not happy.
and she looks over at you, Jack, and she goes,
Here it comes.
that was a stylish jacket. Who put that hole in it? And Jack's just shocked, just like, wait.
Hit.
Yeah, because I wasn't wearing. I was wearing the same jacket.
You probably weren't. But Starbright may have some powers.
Yeah, asshole from previous city that I used to be in.
Oh, I said, well, we'll fix you right up. And she calls over. And about 3 very well-dressed individuals show up. And immediately just start checking you out. Going, oh, we could work with this one. And then one goes, wait, wasn't he... No, never mind. And Starbright goes to you and she goes, so, what's your deal with Felipe. Are we any closer to taking care of him for a little bit?
Most definitely. Right now we have what's it called? Contract on him.
A blood hunt?
A blood hunt on him.
Well, the prince hasn't announced any blood hunt.
It wasn't the prince.
You do actually have a writ.
Yeah, and I'll show it to her. Him.
Oh,
Whichever
that
one.
sassy lady that showed up yesterday?
Yes. She is fabulous.
There's a fluff ball in front.
Yes.
She is fabulous.
Fabulous.
She, and she goes,
You've seen the kitty tail.
and she, Starbright states that she is very happy to see that everything's kind of falling in order, and maybe you all get together and start plotting something in the future. She looks around and she goes, "This is definitely not the place to do that, though. We'll celebrate our victory, though." And she,
Yes, we will. And I will order the fruitiest booze drink that I can think of. 'Cause I'm okay with myself. Fruity booze drinks are awesome.
that's right. Do
Maybe
you
add a
have?
little extra Kraken on it.
I don't remember. Do you have the eat food merit?
I have Iron Gullet. I don't think that counts, though. Hold on, let me get back to it. I know I do not have Eat Food, so maybe I won't be doing that. Yep,
You can-
nope, I only have Iron Gullet.
You can spend a blood. You can take a rouse check to burn Blush of Life. And in all things, you appear mortal. And you're able to consume food for a scene, although it will definitely come up at some point or another.
No, I think I'm good. Then never mind. But I'll celebrate as best I can.
Excellent.
I'm gonna light up a cigaretto.
You light a cigarette and
No, it's a cigaretto.
cigaretto.
It's those long, those really long. They're usually very dark colored, almost black.
Okay.
But they're not actually cigarettes. They're more like cigars, but they're small and thin and long.
Okay.
Think
Oh,
Clint
I
Eastwood.
thought you was gonna say there was those long, like pipe type deals with a very small cigarette at the very end.
Nope,
Like
that's a
from the
completely different
20s.
thing.
Think Clint Eastwood in spaghetti westerns.
Excellent. Like a cigarillo. Okay. You get several people that just want to work with you. A couple people who know who you are but tastefully hide it. And Waylon, is there anything you would like to do in this place? It's definitely a posh party.
Nah, I just at this moment I'm just kind of
Maybe
was
we'll-
hoping that we was gonna have a chance to actually go after Felipe sometime soon.
It's gonna be soon. Settle down there, feller.
In chatting with Starbright, you two get kind of form a triad, chatting with her, and she's definitely down to help with some activity to draw Felipe out or whatnot. Do you tell her about Anipe making an offer or no?
Yeah, I'll let her know.
She says, "Oh my goodness, don't trust that snake."
I kind of figured as much.
I
Maybe
like the.
we'll end up shanking her ass later.
And she goes, "I like the bitch, but she's a snake."
Why am I not surprised by this?
cold hard as snake.
Probably because she carries a snake.
And you enjoy the merriment of the night and go about your things. Michelle and Michael chat chat about the potential things, and we'll get back to that here in next session with the outcomes if she chooses to share them. And Brody, you go back to your establishment and supervise the installation of the new
Okay.
beverages, and also the fact that you have about 50 new patrons in the bar tonight.
And a dog that's trying to avoid me.
With good reason. You got peanut butter and it's involved with the pill. All right, we shall call that for the night as far as the game goes.
Come here,
Go ahead and stop
All
the
right.
stop the stream.